G'day humans. So it's day 7. I'm just hiding from the heat for a little bit, and it's pretty hot out there. Got some interesting, I guess, insights. So it's day 7. This is the 3rd day in this resort, and well, yeah, 3.5 days, and we haven't done anything since we've been here. Really, we haven't gone anywhere or done a tour or done an activity really of any sort. We've sat by the pool, we've relaxed, we've chilled out, eaten food, and that was the point. That's why we came here to Nusa Dua, which is set up for that type of thing. But the kids are maxed. And this particular resort, the Ayodya we're in, which I'll do a full review of, it's just empty for the kids. There's just nothing here for kids, which, I probably should have done better research, but, I just saw a sale come up and I just went, oh sweet, that's in the right location, I just bought it. But yeah, there's not much here for them, and there's no other kids to play with that speak English. So, there's a couple of other kids around, but they don't speak English, and they're struggling to I said, just kick a ball, man. Like, speak anyone's language, kick a ball, splash someone. But yeah, so, and the long hours and the heat and everything, it's just definitely getting to the kids. And I've been pretty hyper-focused the last couple of mornings on nutrition, just trying to make sure that they're getting the right stuff inside them to just keep the machine pumping, and it's pretty difficult. You can't just it's a risk to go just to a local restaurant and get something that's full of salad, because it's highly likely it's been rinsed in the local water, and that's just going to make you real sick. The hotel salads you can eat, and probably the restaurants, the higher end restaurants, but so you just tend to go towards mee goreng and nasi goreng and dim sims and spring rolls. Well, not dim sims, spring rolls and stuff like that. So I've been really conscious the last couple of mornings. I've been like, have some bircher muesli, have a big bowl of salad, like just get all the salads. Just you got it, you're not getting out of here, you're not having any pancakes or anything, you're eating the salad. So trying to up their energy levels and just trying to up their nutrition and make sure they stay on top of it. But I think just the overall heat and everything's getting to them, and they're getting really short, and they're struggling. And then to add on top of that, my oldest son has got an ear infection. My youngest son, he just lost the plot this morning, the poor little fella. Like, we went to go on a bike ride, and the bike didn't have back brakes, and he's only ever ridden back brakes before. And he can ride the other one fine, he's a good rider, but that was just, it was a meltdown. But the stuff that came out of his mouth was so funny, I was just trying not to laugh. He's like, please don't laugh in front of him, but I couldn't help it. So it's an interesting insight, I think. So at my age kids anyway, by day 3 of just sitting around a resort with nothing planned for them. Like, they had water polo at midday, and we got down there and there was no one there because there's no one here. So we just said to the guy, so water polo? And he just went, no. So even what little activities there aren't actually happening. So I did just walk up a couple of resorts. So just been walking into the random resorts further up, and just like where they've got a bit, like jumping, like diving pools and stuff like that, and just sneaking in and giving the kids a few goes of those. But yeah, interesting insight. So number 1, nutrition. Like, what's the effect of that happening on the kids? Like, at home, we're very, very diligent with that. They have a lot of vegetables every single dinner, and they have a lot of salad during the day and a lot of fruit. So they've been having heaps of fruit, but other than that, it's just been bad food. Ice creams, treats, pancakes, waffles, bacon, eggs, all that kind of good stuff, but that's not sustainable for 2 months. So think about that. And then just for pre-planning next time, and if you're having to be watching this because you're thinking, well, one day I might try and do this as well. I should have just focused in really hard on where the kids and chosen a resort that had the kids, even if it cost more money, rather than just making a blind decision and just kind of going, right, 5 stars, Nusa Dua, on a beach, photos look good, prices on sale, pull the trigger. I should have done some more research and just double check that they had a really good experience for kids, because not only would that have been good for them, but there would have been more kids here. Oh, and the middle child just crashed a bike. That was the other thing. So she's got bleeding knee, which doesn't look too bad, but like on the wrist, a palm of a hand, one that's not looking great.
She crashed because after my youngest son's implosion, the older two and myself went for a ride down the front of Nusa Dua, and then decided to, when we hit the end, basically climb up over the hill on the bikes and have a look. We found this, cool kind of ruin at the top and saw some epic waves coming in off the coastline. But on the way back down the hill through all the kind of rough gravel, she eventually just lost the front wheel and went boom, splat on the ground. So it was good to go for a ride, and it was fun to actually do something with them. But it did not end happily.
Anyway, we had to find some more accommodation now, so that's going to chew up some time tonight, and we're going to have to do another decision. Obviously, this time we're not going to be as gung-ho, and we'll do a better family-specific research. And then I've just got to work out how to adapt here, because I've got to work out how to read the room a bit better with the kids, and tailor this trip better to serve them, because at the moment firing away and coming here hasn't turned out too well, other than the fact we've had some great one-on-one time and there's been some lovely moments and some great relaxation. That's not necessarily what they need 24/7.
We did end the day on a nice note though. We all decided to walk back down the beach because we'd ridden past this little restaurant. And so we went for a long walk down, and it was pretty fun kind of seeing the different resorts and climbing on. We found some cool chairs that you could just kind of lie on and get some photos, and then end up at this little local restaurant and sat down, and it was pretty basic food, but it was something different from the hotel food we'd been eating, and kind of sat down, had a really nice inexpensive meal on the sand, and then kind of had a fun walk back as the sun was setting. So it was a really nice end to the day, and kind of returned it in the evening to the resort and had a relaxing end to the day. So we've got some pretty active days coming up, and I think that things are turn around on that front. And once the kids are engaged, I think, and physically engaged, and if I work on the nutrition a little bit more, I think we're going to have, the back end of this trip is going to really start ramping up. And I think what we've learned in this kind of quiet period at the start is going to really hold us well as we kind of power into what's going to be a very, very busy, next 50 odd days.